What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more DinoCrisis, and today is the day. The day that DinoCrisis finally hits the PlayStation Store. Something that I was very excited about when it was first announced, and even happier today, or maybe I should say should be happy today that it is here. So if you don't know about me, I am a huge DinoCrisis fan. It was my first ever survival horror game I ever played. It's the game that got me into the genre. And maybe one day I can possibly see it actually coming back for real, whether in a remake or maybe they'll remaster the old ones, or they'll possibly make a brand new game, an actual Dino Crisis 3, not the other one that doesn't exist in my mind. But nonetheless, hearing that they're bringing back the original one on the store to the PS5 was definitely something I was really ecstatic for, because unfortunately, all of my old consoles, I'll be honest, I don't even know if I can boot them up anymore. They're so, old, ancient, and not to mention you got to pull them out of all the wires and basically a graveyard of stuff just to get to them, if they even work for that matter. Not to mention all the discs and stuff like that. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll start up, maybe it won't. But to me, it's not very convenient to pull all that stuff out and put it away. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to bore you with all the schematics. But nonetheless, having a way to just download it right here and play it, and maybe, God forbid, they actually have a physical medium sold for today's stuff, that'd be even more amazing. But nonetheless, I was happy to be able to download it and play it. But, and there's a huge but, and there's a huge elephant, or I guess T-Rex in the room for this case, because man, I knew something like this was going to happen. I could just feel it. Because if you have been a Dino Crisis fan for as long as I have, you know what we're feeling. We shouldn't even be shocked at this point. It should just be something that we just come to expect. Because I think, honestly, when it comes to Dino Crisis, it doesn't matter what it is. What can go wrong will go wrong. And not to mention, it is coming off from Capcom, who is definitely going to be a huge offender in this whole case, because none of this, what eventually happened, should be all that surprising. Now, you may be sitting there wondering, wait a minute, well, it came out today. What are you so unhappy about? Like, what's the problem? Well, here's the problem, all right? So, yeah, it came out today, but there's a huge asterisk. It's not like you can just simply go there, you see the game, and you just, download it or buy it and play it, etc., etc., etc. No. You can't just do that, because that would make too much sense. And one thing I've learned, if it makes too much sense, it's not probably going to happen more times than not in this lifetime. So here's what happened. This game eventually joined the whole PlayStation Plus catalog, or classic catalog. But not just any thing, they joined the premium tier. That's right, people. The most expensive tier to get is the only way to download and play this game, as long as you are an active member. Because once you're not an active member, well, I guess you just can't play it, period. But yeah, basically you have to pay for the most expensive tier of the whole PlayStation Plus to be able to download just a simple old PS1 game. Yeah. You heard that. And if you still can't figure out how bad it is, well, hell, I'll let Regina tell her herself.
That's disgusting.
So yeah, basically, that is what has happened. But we shouldn't even be surprised at this point, because honestly, guys, we should have expected it. If it honestly went available on the store where you can just purchase the game separately, I'd be more stunned than anything. That would honestly make news. What is happening here shouldn't even be surprising at all. It is disappointing, but disappointing, not surprised. And it shouldn't surprise no one, because once again, this is Capcom, and this is what Capcom does. This is what they do to their older titles. They are so anal when it comes to DinoCrisis, before I get to the other titles, when it comes to DinoCrisis, I basically come up with this whole theory, and I think it's a very valid theory. I can't 100% prove it, but it just feels, it's more of a feeling. And then what do they say? Go with your gut. I just feel like the whole thing with DinoCrisis, no matter what it is I just feel like they want to create a situation where there's no way they end up doing it. Like, they're trying to avoid doing DinoCrisis like the plague. There is something with DinoCrisis that is just triggering to them, where it's something, it's like it's personal to them. It's an affront to everything they stand for. If you were to told them and guarantee you could see in the future and say, DinoCrisis, if you bring this back, you're respectful to it, you bring back the old ones, you make brand new titles, or you remake it, you'll make boatloads of money, they would still pull the plug and say, no, we just can't do it, because there's something personal about DinoCrisis, which Capcom just does not want to do it. I hope one day I can be proven wrong, and I'll be the happiest mug in the world to be proven wrong, but there's something about DinoCrisis. I don't know what it is. They just do not, they want to create, what I mean by create a situation is, you know what I've thought about Exoprime? I've made videos past talking about how I feel like that game's creation was just to create a situation where they would avoid DinoCrisis by basically making a game that involves dinosaurs and a character that has a striking resemblance to Regina, and putting it in a situation where that game is automatically going to fail because they're never going to support it. No one's ever going to buy that style of game, so it's going to, do terrible financially. It's not even going to be supported after a year of it being released. So when it fails, everyone's going to be like, well, you know what? We're happy we did this DinoCrisis. I guess that means people don't like dinosaur games, etc., etc. But if it sold well, then hey, we'll just make more content for that. Is it no surprise that all the cameos and DLC they had was everything else but what you expect to have in a dinosaur-related game? They had Street Fighter coming in X-Prime, but not DinoCrisis coming there as like a costume or something like that. No, that'd make too much sense. And in this situation, they just hid the game behind a whole Premium Plus thing. Ironic, of all the games, this is the one that's basically hidden behind that whole premium thing. Oh, well, you know what? Scratch that. It's not the only one. That's why I said it's not surprising, because there is another game in the classic catalog that you cannot buy. That's in the classic catalog, and that you actually have to have this whole Premium Plus tier thing as well. And it's another game. Well, it's also made by Capcom. What is that game, you may ask? I don't know. Isn't it something like this?
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
Yep, Resident Evil Director's Cut. And I'm sorry, guys, I couldn't resist. That intro will always be iconic to me. It's just legendary stuff. But nonetheless, that's right, another Capcom title, the other one, that's been in this thing for even longer, and it's still, you still can't buy it separately. So that kind of maybe kills the momentum. People thinking, hey, maybe if we argue and complain about it enough, they'll change it. No, they're probably never going to change it, because I don't even know how long the Director's Cut version of Resident Evil has been on this whole Premium Tier Plus, but long enough that they could have gotten the message by now, but nope, they didn't. And if they do change it, I'll be surprised, but my point still stands. The fact that it's the Capcom titles, and it's the old classic ones of games we've asked to be brought back, to be respected, to maybe even be like, brought up to date, maybe remastered, brought on like a physical form, or just some way you can at least download them and stuff like that. Ironically enough, Capcom is just so anal. We've been asking for forever for Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 to be brought on, current consoles. They did, GOG, but, I want them on my PS5 or PS4 users, or any current gen console users like Switch or Xbox, regardless, But no, we just get a, basically a no response. And DinoCrisis is just something they even respect even less. Of course, they're going to hide that one behind the whole thing, and everyone's thinking, well, you know, but as I said, they put them in a situation where how many people. Of course, I'm going to have to be the guinea pig, so I guess I'll take the L and the bullet here. But I don't want anyone else to go out there and be supporting this crap because it's just a terrible practice. It's terrible consumer practice, and I don't have any problem with people saying, hell no, we won't go, and I'm all for you, and I applaud that from you. It just absolutely sucks that it's got to be something that we all love, and it's got to be hidden behind a whole stupid paywall. I mean, all you had to do was drop the game and just sell it for whatever, $10, whatever it may be, case closed. I'm not even one of those people that got mad they didn't even have trophy support. You know, I get it, I understand it, but can I just download and play the game and always have it no matter what? But no, gotta have a subscription service, which I cannot stand, but it's frustrating. It is not easy being a DinoCrisis fan. I feel like half the time, no matter what we do, no matter how loud we are, it's just they just don't honestly care, and Capcom treats us like crap. And Capcom, major L today. I'm not surprised, but damn. It's like if I had to run Capcom, it'd be too easy to generate a lot of money for me. I'd be making a lot more money than they would because I could do all the cool things that they do, the good things, but get rid of all the bad, stupid, negative things. So we ain't constantly running into this laser wall like this poor Velociraptor here. But as I always say, that's my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. How much does this sting? Like, does this really just piss you off? Like, basically saying, you know, hey, we're excited. You know, you had that Capcom poll, people wanting DinoCrisis to return. You know, people have been talking about it. But this is what you do. You basically just keep teasing people, and then you just have them run right through a laser field. And then constantly they just keep getting shocked and zapped. And it's just got to be a sickening thing. Do you think they'll change their mind? I don't know. Since Resident Evil Director's Cut hasn't been changed since it's been released, I don't know. It doesn't look very likely, but are you optimistic, or are you just basically just done? I mean, or you just think DinoCrisis, it's just there's something personal with it. It's the reason why they do these things with it. They just want to avoid it like the plague. But nonetheless, that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.